Well, we've learned from the hear and the smell of the hickey that rock and roll is not for the faint of hearted. But let's head to the other side of the razor's edge and check out what the old golden glammed up cock rockers of the Sunset Strip are up to. The Sunset Strip is a weird place, right at the border of West Hollywood. And it's a concentrated area that within blocks you have the Whiskey A Go-Go, the Roxy, all these magic places where the creepiest freaks in the world would hang out, and cops didn't dare venture in. I was very fortunate to be hanging out on the Strip between like 86 and 93. I saw Fishbone and Firehose. I was so excited. I went into the bathroom, and as soon as I turned the corner, I puked all over this dude, and it was John Cusack. In the old days, when I first started coming here, this would be the trannies, the hookers, and you'd just be with your mom. And now, you can go to jail just for trying to, you know, like forcibly sodomize a person on a street corner. It's like nobody's got any rights anymore. Now it's really clean-looking dudes with meticulously manicured beards on bikes with no brakes. Come on. It's like having the biggest balls, but a really little dick. Like, who wants that? If we went right, we'd see Love Street that Jim Morrison wrote about. This is where all of the hip of Hollywood's rock and roll elite, from the Beatles to Frank Zappa to Mama Cass and Jim Morrison, all stayed just to the right here. This is the Rock and Roll Hyatt, known as the Riot Hyatt. This is one of the most famous hotels in rock history. It's where Keith Richards drove in 1971 Plymouth through the lobby glass. It's where I killed my very first hooker. This is also like called the Bermuda Triangle of boners. It's where people are reported to have either had their boner disappear or spontaneous boners will appear out of nowhere and you can't explain them, lasting sometimes for 4 hours and 12 minutes. Pretty weird. I experienced it here once. I was driving, suddenly a giant, massive, throbbing boner appeared out of nowhere, like this crazy erection, scared the shit out of me because I'm a Christian and not a communist. And then apparitions, boner apparitions, like these wild, like floating, like blah, 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 blah. It was like I saw more dick ends than I saw weekends in my lifetime in that 5 minutes. All totally trippy, like I was on acid with trippy shit happening, like trippy, weird, like I was talking, it was fucking fucked up. Totally weird, and then I crossed over another street and boom, gone. Nobody, everyone was like, Jess, what are you talking about? Dicks, crazy. True story though. We are gonna hit the mouth of the Sunset Strip where we hope to find still living and viable specimens that can be reproduced in a laboratory of true, sincere, noble, and morally correct rock and roll. I'm gonna start a band called Steel Panther, which will be like Steel Panther, but even more gay. I mean rad. Freudian slip. Paging Dr. Freud. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. I gotta tell you, I have that elitist sort of attitude of rock and roll because I'm in the underground and, you know, I take very seriously what I do. I thought all the music in the 80s sucked when it was happening, so why the so it is a joke. We're gonna see. We're gonna see.
How you doing?
Hi.
Are you here for the Hustle Blues show?
Yes, I am.
All right. Hey, come on!
So here we are at the world famous House of Blues with the Kings of the Sunset Strip, sound man, tour manager,
Yeah,
flight booker.
I do it all. I'm the one-man army for Steel Panther.
Steel Panther worships the high point of the Sunset Strip cock rock bravado,
Correct.
right?
Yes, the debauchery that was the 80s style heavy metal.
Yeah, like a celebration of the hedonism.
Correct. These guys have been doing every Monday on the Sunset Strip for over 10 years.
Tour manager really has to know every element of the band that they're tour managing.
Yeah, you got to know what kind of drinks they like, what kind of cigarettes they smoke, whatever they like.
You got to be done.
Yeah, and you
And before they ask.
Exactly. You shouldn't have to be told to do anything, really.
And then I think it's interesting that someone who would know this band so intimately would also be the one that controls the most important fucking part of it, the most intimate part, what the crowd hears from the front of house.
Yeah.
That mix, that's the essence of what they are and of what we call our cream of the crop of the shadow warrior of rock. That's what we're calling roadies now.
Nice. I've got a crew of 2 guys that are with me, drum tech and guitar tech.
I basically kind of do a little bit of everything.
Right.
And then I stage manage when the show starts. So we get here at like 5, set up everything. I try to really keep an eye on the front guys,
right.
And our other guy will keep an eye on the back, making sure that the girls don't get too aggressive, believe it or not.
I don't know if anybody's seen the show out there, but ladies like to get on stage. They like to get close to the band. And we've had a lot of nudity, girl-on-girl action, pussy licking, tit grabbing, spitting in the throat, slapping.
If you come to this show and you don't have fun, you don't really get what it's all about, because it's such a parody, but they're talented guys too. One of my other things I've been told is I guard his makeup. See?
Awesome.
I'm in charge of his makeup. So if anybody messes with his makeup or his hairspray, girls aren't allowed to touch it either.
We hung out with your crew earlier, and they're really fucking awesome and crack on.
Well, our main crew guy, he's actually gay. Gay guys have a really good way of picking out chicks that like to suck dick. This is the main reason why we need a road crew, just to sift through all the fat chicks.
Oh my God, this is fucking awesome!
Is the stage persona the behind-the-scenes persona?
What you see up there is pretty much what they're like in real life.
Nick is our 5th band member. Without him, man, shit would not get done. He books the flights, he books the hotels, he advances the shows, he sets everything up, and he also drives.
Drives a tour bus. Well, it's not really a tour bus. It's a Windstar. It's a long story.
It's his mom's Windstar.
I see the show minimum 3 times a week, because we do 2 nights in Vegas every week as well. We only fly, which is another interesting thing about this band. We don't take anything on the road that we can't put in the overhead bin of an airplane.
And the gear is all waiting.
Yeah.
That's Chuck Berry way. You just showed him in a Cadillac, pay me first, and play.
The guy who works for free fucked it up. This is fucking bullshit! Our fucking road crew should have taken care of this! It's not our fault. I'm gonna get fired now!
Alright, let's do this! Please welcome one more time, Steel fucking Panther!
The best road crew kind of guys are the guys that you don't fucking notice.
Yeah, you don't even notice it. You'll be jamming, and all of a sudden, like for me, I'll be playing my acoustic and a string will break, and I'll look around up in the air, and then I look back down and it's fixed. And I know that's just Nick.
And Marco.
Marco, for real, he's a short little dude. I know when he's working our night because the mic stand will be like below my chin.
Right.
Fucking short little prick. But he's a good, if it wasn't for him, you know, we'd have to pay somebody, so it's great having him.
They definitely don't mind you standing there and look at the girls get naked a lot. That's our main job.
Show what you got!
Left the kids at home, did you?
Those look like socks.
I remember when I fucking canceled the fucking Playboy channel 3 years ago, you know? Don't do that. Don't do that.
Eat a butthole! Eat a butthole!
Security!
You guys just shit on each other! Somebody get a cop! We need 2 cops.
You personally are their head and the last one out. You're able to do it with a smile.
Yeah, I think it comes back to the roadie versus the shadow warrior type thing. I think the roadies are the guys that really are bitter because they wanted to be on stage performing, and the shadow warrior is totally stoked to be behind the scenes, making it happen and making the show kick ass.
Let's give it a fucking round of applause for Nick Rucker. God damn it, Nick!
Shadow warrior, taking care of you! Shadow warrior, gonna take care of you! Heavy metal rules, yeah!
But I think we've got here is a Hollywood celebration of what the Rocky Horror Picture Show was trying to get at, but they are able to achieve live. All in the name of respecting women with humiliation. It's like Santa Claus with a boner. And that sums up the true ethic of the Shadow Warrior of rock, slaving away in the background so that we get to tear it up on the strip.